Greetings and salutations, this is Rick. I hope you're having a great day. This is a personal video log. Merry Christmas or Happy New Year. It's that sort of bit of no man's land time between Christmas and New Year. I think Boxing Day was yesterday. And a lot of people don't know what to do with themselves during this little bit of time. I'm one of those people, so I just kind of amuse myself in any way I can. So I thought I would make a video that's actually in sync with real time. The last few videos I've been putting up have been a couple of weeks out of sync with reality. That's because I've got back into video making and I sort of built up a little bit of a buffer, and I've been slowly drip feeding those videos out, but they've been falling behind time. So I thought I'd make a little personal video log today and actually put it up today, so we're sort of up to time, if you see what I mean. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year if I don't mention it in the next few videos, which I have already made that are coming up. So I thought, like I say, I'd just make this little video to acknowledge, yes, it is Christmas. I didn't actually do a Christmas video this year. Normally I'll sit down by the tree and wish everybody a happy Christmas. I just didn't do that this year. I had a lot going on, a lot occupying my mind, and I just haven't had the time to sit down and do anything like that. So this is it. This is my Merry Christmas video. I hope you all had a nice Christmas. I don't know about you, but I found the general overall Christmas thing this year to be very kind of lukewarm. Let's just go and sit down and have a chat. Oh, forgot to mention, my last sofa, that black leather one, all the leather started coming off, so it wasn't very good. So I had to get a new one, and they delivered it on Christmas Eve at 9 o'clock in the evening. But I'm really quite pleased with it. It's just exactly the same as the black one, but it's made of cloth this time. I've sort of had this love-hate relationship with cloth sofas. Normally, whenever you look at cloth sofas, they look like they belong in an old people's home. They just don't have a nice look to them. I found this one, and it's actually not too bad. It doesn't look like it belongs in my granny's house. And also, it's got a little built-in feature which sold me. Cup holders in a chair, what's not to like? Anyway, let's have a little sit down and a natter. So yes, this Christmas, I really haven't felt that Christmassy, if I'm honest. I mean, I've got a tiny Christmas tree. Normally I have a bigger tree, although I didn't have the space this time. But I just haven't had much of a Christmassy vibe going on. And the more I've spoken to other people, the more I'm finding a lot of those haven't had that vibe as well. And there does seem to be this still lingering sense from many people of, you know, especially this last couple of years, it's all been a bit weird. And I think there are still people kind of wandering around reeling a bit, thinking, you know, what just happened? It's just something, I don't know, it's like this whole last couple of years has just thrown everything out of whack. I don't know, it might just be my perspective of the world at the moment, but there's definitely numbness is not the right word, but there's definitely a tepidness. I don't know, I can't find the words, but yeah, I think you know what I'm sort of nodding towards anyway. But anyway, we're in this little bit of time between, like I say, Christmas and New Year, a bit of sort of no man's land time. A lot of people take advantage of this time actually and go off and, you know, visit family and friends and sort of get things done. A lot of people like to get stuck into DIY if they're getting, you know, a bit of time off work. And unfortunately, a lot of people have to work during this time as well. But for me, it's just killing time. I have got a couple of scripts I've got to go and voice over at some point. I'm sort of psyching myself up to do those. But at the moment, I've just been working my way through the last of the junk food so I can get back on track with my normal way of eating, which has completely revolutionised and changed my life. But I've sort of come off the wagon so that I can enjoy a little bit of junk food over Christmas. And to be honest, I've been very good. I haven't had anything outrageous. You know, I've just had I did some nachos. I do enjoy nachos. So I had some nachos and some dips as well. I love crisps and dips. It's just such a simple thing, but very enjoyable just to sort of nibble away at. So I gave myself some nibblers this time round, but nothing too outrageous. I had some some little Bailey's Irish cream truffles. Just chipped away at those over the last few days, and they were nice. And my sister got me some white Toblerone. So I've given myself this little window of opportunity where I can eat all these foods. And my body is really annoyed with me for doing it all. It definitely lets me know in no uncertain terms that it's not happy. Like I say, yesterday I finished off all of the junk food so I can kind of get back on track today, moving forward. But for now, we're back to just the proper ancestrally appropriate diet, which they call it. But yesterday, I finished off all the crisps, finished off all the junk food, and today I can't leave the house. Let's not go beyond that. But I'm paying for it today, so I can't really do anything. So I'm just killing time. And I'm going to be working on a couple of videos as well today. This one, obviously, which is going to go up shortly. But also, when I did my seat cover video, that was quite a long drawn out video. So what I've done is I've actually done a 3.5 minute truncated version of that, which I'm going to put up over the next week or so. If you've seen me do the upholstery covering video, you probably won't need to watch this new one that's going up, but that's more of a how-to, like a concise how-to video, which is kind of Google friendly, and I'm hoping it's going to be one of my higher scoring videos, a bit like the t-shirt folding video. I find I do quite well with little simple, very fast, concise how-to videos. They do seem to pick up quite a few views. So I'm going to put this seat upholstery one, which is 3.5 minutes long, just to see how that fares. I'm kind of curious more than anything else. Oh, that's a lovely coffee. I actually bought some thick cream that's been infused with Bailey's. I bought it to go on the mince pies. And the thing is, the cream now needs using up, and I've got about that much left. So I've been having it in my coffee, and it's made the coffee very, very nice. I've had some lovely coffees today. I think I'm on my third one. Also spent a lot of time in virtual reality over the last few days, over Christmas. That's been very, very enjoyable, very sociable as well. I do go to a lot of the flight worlds I've been frequenting, and also some of the dance worlds as well. Just been sort of dancing the nights away with other people, and that's always been fun. Now, I actually did a video on virtual reality, which is going to go up possibly next, a VR chat tour. Now, originally I made that video and it was long and drawn out, and it wasn't particularly that watchable. So I've edited it down more. I've quite drastically. I think I've filmed for about 2 hours, and it's now less than an hour long. So I've cut a lot out. So I've just sort of stuck with the highlights. So that video is probably going to be the one going up next. Pondering all these ideas at the moment. I don't know if you're like me, if you get to the end of the year, you've got January the 1st coming round, everybody starts thinking, new beginnings, new ideas, I'm going to get it right this year, I'm going to do whatever. I certainly get those feelings. A lot of people turn them into New Year's resolutions, which, last a week or two. But I do find this whole January the 1st thing, it does give me a sense of renewal and refreshing, a little bit of enthusiasm as well to, sort of head off in new directions and to get things done as well. Those things that you've always been meaning to get round to doing. I do find that the start of the new year does really help prompt and give me that little push to get some things done. I mean, one of the things that's been hanging over me this last year has been the house has started to get more and more cluttered again. But I've got loads and loads of bits and bobs left over from the old van, and a lot of junk that seems to have bred in the house. So I think I'm going to hit this year quite early on with just like a mass listing of things on eBay and stuff, just to shift stuff, maybe give a load of stuff away as well. But I'm really starting to get that drowning in junk feel happening again. I'm a bit OCD with having like clear surfaces and stuff. And I mean, at the moment, you look at the I've got Christmas cards and everything going on over there, but there's like not a single area of surface that hasn't been occupied, and it's weird. I mean, it's fine during Christmas because you've got all your Christmas cards up and that, but during the year I much prefer the cleanliness, the clearness. I'm sure I'm on the spectrum. I've never been tested, but I'm pretty certain I'm at least a little bit on the spectrum. There are certain things I've been noticing, especially as I've gone into sort of, slightly older life, that I'm thinking, yeah, that ain't normal. I just kind of, I've got a lot of these spectrum-esque characteristics. I think I did, I think it was last year, I did one of the online tests, am I on the spectrum? And I came back with quite a high score. So it would account for a lot of the reasons why I am, I've got my kind of slightly, I'm not going to say clean freak side, but I need things to be in order. Although I got a lot of that from my dad. My dad was in the army, and he was very, he's in the army from 5 years old. This is, back in the old days. Army boarding school, and then he was in the army till, I don't know, he was like early 30s, I think. And he always brought us up very military style. I wouldn't recommend that to anyone, but his mantra was a place for everything and everything in its place. And obviously some of that has gone in, and I'm very much of that mindset now. Anyway, sort of wandering off the subject a bit, we were talking about Christmas and New Year, weren't we? I'll give it another few more days, and then I'll get the Christmas decorations down. I know some people like to take the Christmas decorations into the following year. To be honest, for me, I prefer to get it all done and dusted before the new year starts, and then that's kind of going back to that new beginnings thing. And then it's like starting the new year with a fresh slate. But I will definitely, I've vowed to myself this year, I'm going to travel more this year. I want to get out of this bubble. Now I've sorted myself out, my all my health issues and everything. I don't need to be agoraphobic anymore. So I can go out whenever I want now, which is good. The problem is the agoraphobia programming is still there, and I need to shake that off this year. So my vow to myself this year is to actually get out that front door, you sort of go places that are outside of my own postcode and beyond, and push that bubble out, because I'm still surrounded in that psychological bubble, and I need to sort of push it away. So I need to get used to the idea of traveling again and going out and doing stuff. So I'm really going to be pushing that this year. That's the intention. Obviously, when I have intentions to do things, sometimes I carry them through. Other times it's very easy to sort of not do them. But I really am intended to push myself this year, as also with the lifestyle, the foods I'm eating. I don't want to call it diet. My way of eating that has fixed me, I need to be much more strict with that. I started back in April of 2022, started with keto, and then alternated between keto and carnivore. And it has been tough to stick with the carnivore because I love my food. I love sort of eating all the foods that are bad for me. But the result of eating the right foods for me have changed my life. Have opened up my world. So I would kind of be a fool to not carry on with it. Every now and again, I allow myself to fall off the wagon, but I have to plan for it, because I know I'm going to, my body is going to punish me for it. If I want to eat any junk food and stuff, I know it's going to be problematic for me for the days after I've done that. So my goal this year is to stay fairly strict carnivore and to not keep falling off the wagon. But there has to be a balance struck, because if you are genuinely, absolutely craving something, to deny it is generally more damaging long term. So you have to sort of strike that balance. But anyway, I should be honing that skill this year, working on it, but staying mostly carnivore, sort of 90-95% carnivore this year, because I know it just opens up my whole world, and I don't feel like rubbish all the time. All the time I was eating all the junk food, I didn't want to do anything. I was lethargic, brain fog, just blah. As soon as I started this clean eating, it all went away, and I felt like alive again. So it was a really good thing. Anyway, I'm waffling on now, so I think I better sign off. I have no idea how long this video is. Let's have a look. 23 minutes. Yeah, I'm probably going to edit a lot of this out. So it's just me waffling, saying Merry Christmas and going off at various tangents. But before I go, I do want to say a massive thank you to everybody for all your comments and feedback on all the previous videos I've done. You've been very, very encouraging. You've given me lots of ideas as well that I can work with. And that's how it's always been on this channel. I've always liked to tap the wisdom of the crowd. You know, if I've got want to, sort of mull over an idea, I'll throw it out there because you guys guarantee you come back with some really cracking ideas. And a lot of the time I will incorporate those ideas into what I'm doing. And they help to steer me to sort of figure things out. So it's really good. But like I say, the next video up will probably be my VR chat, virtual reality chat tour. And then that will probably be followed by the concise cushion covering video, which is about 3.5 minutes long. But also, like I say, I may revamp some of my earlier how-to videos with fresh voiceovers and new visuals and things. Just that might be a thing this year. I don't know. We will see. So that's it from me. Just a little waffly little catch up. Wishing everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Do feel free to let me know in the notes below your plans for this year, whether you've got any New Year's resolutions or whether you're going to, do anything major this year or just, going to be ticking along. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of energy this year, and especially with this way of eating, I'll have energy, sharper thinking. I might actually want to go out and do stuff. So that'll be good. Oh, and also I've had several people now get in touch with me privately and through notes in the videos where they want me to make a video about this lifestyle I'm doing, this way of eating. Quite when, I don't know, but I will be making a video on like the carnivore, what it's done for me. That's obviously not going to interest a lot of people, but for those people who are interested, you might find it useful. Anyway, that is it from me. So thank you for watching. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great rest of your Christmas break and New Year if you are doing that. And I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care.